I'm gonna start this video by admitting something really embarrassing. This is about my, I want to say 7th take of trying to record this video, because the entire time I'd record it, best case scenario, I'd start talking, I'd be happy, and then I'd be happy with what I'm saying so far, and then my mind would kind of just wander a little bit. I'd think, no, I can't say that, I can't put that in there, it doesn't flow well with everything, and I'd stop and do it again. Which, I mean, it's not terrible, because I'm still, getting the practice in whenever I'm, I've got to sort of warm up, get into a bit of a flow, so I'm not, rambling. But, it's pretty scuffed, because when I, sat down to record this video, I really want to speak from the heart. And then when my mind sort of starts wandering, no, say it, wanting to formulate this in a structure, no, say this way, say this way. It makes me such a hypocrite to what this video is really about, because you read the title of this video, and like me, you have a problem with daydreaming, with mind wandering. Before you started watching this video, I don't know, you could be watching it morning, afternoon, night, whenever, right? You want to know something scary? You've probably daydreamed, either close to or at least 1,000 times. I'm being serious. And the worst part is, you didn't even notice it. Since you started watching this video, you've daydreamed close to 5 times. I guarantee you. That's scary to think about. Because our minds, it's almost considered normal for our minds just to wander nowadays. And with social media and the way technology is designed to hook our attention and from the next thing to the next. You've probably heard it before, the whole thing with dopamine. Weird. That was a bit of a weird voice, but you know what I mean. Shit. The whole thing with dopamine and social media is does this and does that. You've heard all about it. Social media in excessive amounts especially is bad for you. It's made to be addictive. It's made to shorten your attention span, fuck with your dopamine, all this other stuff, and yet we still do it. And then we wonder why we're daydreaming all the time. Because our minds are being hijacked, right? I want to just remind you about something that might scare you. You're going to die, all right? Sorry, I just wanted to remind you in case you forgot. But you're going to die. And chances are you're going to live to a good age. But you have way less time than you think. And the sad part is you're spending most of that fucking mind wandering, thinking about unrealistic things that are out of your reach. It's sad how many of us, a big problem I have sometimes is I'll kind of fantasize a lot, right? And it's either about things that have never happened or things that have happened, I'll think about the things I should have said to that person, when we had that argument, a week ago or whatever. I'll be working out in a time when I should be focused, right? Trying to push a little harder than last time and be a little better. And yet I'm thinking about something so fickle, so futile. And then my mind jumps to the next thing and it sort of thinks about oh no, I've got to make a video today because I haven't made one in ages and I got to talk about this. Oh, how should I align my points? And oh no, I've got to be back at this time though because I've got to help my parents with dinner, and then I've got work the next morning, so maybe I don't have time. And your mind just goes in this spiral of different things, and it just jumps from the next thing to the next thing. Daydreaming is hijacking your time, your precious time. When you're talking to a friend, when you're having important conversations, when you're just out in public, and and you're having these really beautiful moments, these moments that you should naturally enjoy, you're thinking about something else. That's not your fault. That's just what your mind does. And social media and technology and our phones have just trained us to think and act this way. And so, what's the solution to that? Well, to be upfront, you can't stop it. You're always going to have, to some extent, thoughts pop into your mind. And in a really weird way, that's totally okay. Because here's the thing. We can't stop them. We can reduce them. But we can learn to deal with them, right? I want to give you an action step right now. Or at the very least, after you finish watching this video. Go into the description and click the first and only link right there, right? It is going to take you to I know whether actually no, there'll be a couple links. Whether you have an Android or a iPhone like I do, right? It's going to take you to a link to download the Medito app. They're not sponsored. They're just absolutely brilliant, and they're going to save you years of your life. All right? This app, right, is a totally free app, and it's got full guides on how to meditate, how to be mindful. They're extremely simple. They're extremely accessible. Basically, the sort of meditation it teaches you, and it's got plenty of different ways and variants, right? But in a nutshell, it'll teach you... So this is what meditation is, right, in a nutshell. I'll try not to jump around a lot, but this is what meditation is in a nutshell. So basically, you breathe in, and then you breathe out. And you do that over and over again for a few minutes, right? And you're going to get frustrated, especially if it's your first time. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get annoyed. It's going to suck. It's not going to be nice because you're going to get distracted. Thoughts are going to pop into your mind because basically meditation is to breathe in and out, right? And you want to focus on the breath. For me, I like to focus on a physical attribute. So I kind of like focus on my belly, kind of getting sucked in, sucked out, and that feeling. And basically what that does is that sort of attaches you to the present moment, right? It like kind of forces you, it like trains your mind to like stay in the present moment, and you're going to get distracted, and that's totally fine, and that's totally normal, and you might even get annoyed, like I certainly did when I first started. And what Medito will teach you is not to get rid of those thoughts, but to notice them as part of the present moment. All right? Because and it'll really sort of teach you and develop the skill in your mind the more you practice this, just how to become more present. And I'll tell you right now, with full confidence, that is a superpower in this modern world. You've got a superpower in your hands right now that you can access, and you may have not even known about it and the change is not going to come instantly. That hopefully is obvious. But I can guarantee you this. If you meditate on this app, right, if you meditate and just follow it and just trust it for even 3 minutes a day, and then maybe build up the time a bit to maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you want. But like even just 3 minutes of meditation every day, like just click on the app and then go to like 3-minute guide or whatever, like daily meditation, 3 minutes. And then you just do that like once a day. After like, give it a bit of time, you're going to save years of your life. Because mindfulness, quite simply, is the root of all of our problems. But when we become more mindful, when we practice meditation and learn how to actually enjoy, not forcefully enjoy like what's around us, but like meditation will literally make you naturally enjoy what's around you. You'll have better conversations with like your family and your friends because you're going to feel more present. When you go to the gym and you work out, or when you like do something, some sort of work, like, I don't know, an assignment or like some other project or a hobby or something, when you like actually go to do that, you're going to feel more present. You're going to enjoy it more. You're going to feel more immersed in it because your mind's not wandering, and then your mind's not going to be as hyper-stimulated anymore because you're actually doing something to counteract that, to counteract the fucked things that social media has put on your minds. And that is meditation. So, if you haven't already, seriously, go into the description, download the Medito app. They're not sponsored, they're just absolutely brilliant. And then meditate just once a day, at the very least, just 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Even if you get through that 3 minutes and the entire time your mind was just wandering or whatever, that is progress. Because most people won't even do that. And then if you just stick with it, if you trust it, especially, even if you don't feel like it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out. You're seriously missing out if you don't do this. Get onto meditation. It's that simple. And you'll find that everything in your life will just start to improve, and you'll feel like everything will get better. You'll have more control, and you'll just enjoy life more. And you'll really get so much out of the precious time you have, especially if you're like me and you're young. Because there is so much that's been taken away from us. I'm going to try not to ramble, because you probably know all of this, right? But yet you don't think about it. Meditating well. Meditation and practicing being present will give you that clarity that you've never had before. Take that back, because you deserve it, all right? So if you already haven't, go into the description right now, download the Medito app, and start meditating every single day. It's not going to be an instant change, but it's going to be so worthwhile. I promise you that. All right, I'll catch you next time. Start meditating, all right? Even if you don't feel like it, all right?